Okay, we are live, I think. Well, not yet. I haven't hit I don't see the notification. Okay, there it goes. Oh, I have to turn off words so people don't do the sound bites on the stream.
It's gonna get spammed.
Yeah, there's I wonder if this one would work. Let me see. Oh, no, I think yeah. Okay, this scene is excluded. Perfect. I was gonna say, I have Bobby Hill yelling, "That's my purse!" I don't want that. I don't want that to show up.
They disagree with everything we're saying. They're spamming. Like, shut these guys up.
Exactly. All right, one sec. Let me turn them off. Right here. Why can I not turn them off? Oh, there we go. Disable channel points. Okay. Let me just check us on Twitch. Yep, we're live. I see us. Okay. Perfect.
Cool.
All right. So let me do a marker for this. And we'll go back to here. And we'll start between here and this. And, okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody. Special pre Pinburgh hype episode. We'll call this episode 10 of Wizards and Warriors. Of course, I've got my awesome co-host with me.
Jayland Joe, what's going on?
Not much. How are you? And we've got a very special guest. Super happy that he's here. I think he's insanely knowledgeable about all things competitive pinball. So it's always a joy to have another voice and brain to kind of pick things about. So welcome, Preston. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me. So kind of excited to be here. And yeah, it's a step down from Zoller last episode, but it's fine. I'll try to make it work.
Get yourself on that pedestal. We got Preston Curry here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where did you last compete? Where did you come from recently?
So I just got back last night from Sweeper City Championships in North Canton, Ohio.
Okay.
So they had an event down there, and it was packed with talent. So it was kind of a fun competing ground for the weekend.
Awesome. So is this your first Sweeper City or second, right?
I went last year as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So in the inaugural year as well. So I'm with Gregory Kennedy and Galvin Morgan, who run the event. I'm pretty good friends with both of them. So pretty easy sell to just go hang out with a bunch of people for the weekend and play pinball. So
I know.
it was a great time.
do you live near the area?
No, I'm actually kind of close to Indianapolis.
Okay.
So that's about a 4.5 hour drive for me or so.
Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, don't dox yourself. I didn't know if you were close to the venue site or not. Are you close to Pastimes?
Myself? No,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not.
Okay. I thought for some reason you were near that area because I know they have mega match plays and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, actually, the only time I've been to Pastimes was for the Ohio State Championships.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Are you what state do you normally try to compete for as far as states, NACS?
I've kind of been all over the place, honestly. So I think I might play Kentucky this year.
Okay.
I played Indiana 2 years ago and Ohio last year. So I might just start making a Midwest tour of it.
You heard it here first, folks.
So Kentucky looked really fun last year. I know Eric Wertenberger's house hosted it last year. He's the state rep as well down there. So I like all of his tournaments. I mean, Cincinnati, NKY, all that stuff. So always happy to be at an Eric tournament.
Yeah, Chuck Wirt, Eric does an amazing job. And he had the local radio station come by and kind of do a spotlight on his place. He just had
Saw that.
Yeah, the Northern Kentucky Open. And I went to Cincinnati last year. He does a really good job. And you're going to get a good tourney if he's running it. Have you TD'd before? Like, is this your big event that you
outside
TD'd?
Outside of a local event, like a couple times when I've been just kind of tasked, I have not been TDing or anything like that. I purely play. I don't really organize. And so I sympathize with all the organizers, though. It looks like a really hard job, but I appreciate it. I just kind of show up. And, once in a while with people I know, like I'll give a helping hand here and there on stuff, but I'm definitely not on the technical side, like not a big fixer of games or anything like that. So I purely like playing for the most part.
Hey, what up, Roland? We haven't ranked anything yet. We're just talking. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. This is my Airbnb buddy. I'm staying with Roland this time. So how
Nice.
did you and Joe meet? Because I know you two have played before together and talked.
Yeah. I think
How did we meet?
I think it was through Los's stream, but when we actually met in person, I think we were in the same group on Flintstones at the 82.
Yeah,
I think that's the first time.
that's
And
totally
then I
right.
think I ran into you again, Cleepin 2023, maybe? You were there?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know, it just became like a thing from there. You were traveling a lot, I feel like, in 2023, because I feel like you were at Expo
Yeah.
2 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just kept meeting, and I was like, yeah, this guy's, I mean, he knows all the restaurant spots, so I'm like, it's good in my book.
Hey, Dirty Pool Pinball, thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate you. This scene normally would have a little shout out widget that says thank you for the raid, but this is a scene where I turned off all our alerts because I don't want people going crazy with channel points. But thank you so much, Dirty Pool Pinball. Please make sure you check him out. He's got some awesome interviews, awesome streams, really high value production, high quality. So thank you again for bringing all your friends. We are talking with my co-host Jay Land Joe and Preston Curry, Pete Kerr, 27. We're about to go through all of the Pinburgh banks and kind of rank them S through F, like fighting game tiers. And we're just getting started. So appreciate you bringing some pinball lovers. Thank you again. Yeah, we're stoked for Papa in September. We're stoked for there's a lot of tournaments coming. We've got Pinburgh this week, starting Wednesday, essentially, with practice and the Steel City Strikes. We've got the Beast in upstate New York, Buffalo, Jeff Teolis's tournament, right after, the week after. Then 2 weeks later, 2.5, we've got Northwest Pinball Championships, NWPC in Seattle. And then 2 weeks after that is Papa 22, right? I believe it's
Yes.
Papa 22. But thank you again. Appreciate all of you. If you are going to any of those tournaments, make sure you come, say hi if you want to. You don't really have to. But just say hi and enjoy. We always enjoy talking to other people about pinball, competitive pinball, and all the things that are going on. So we're talking with Preston here and Joe. They just discussed or let us know how they met. And we are going to go through the Pinburgh banks for this year's extravaganza. So give me, both of you, feel free to choose whoever goes first, your experience at Pinburgh last year, then I'll go.
Yeah, I can start. So I played in Maine with you, Howdy. Did you play in the? There's like a warm up strikes tournament as well, which
Yeah,
last year was the only.
I got
So
knocked out right away, so.
I think I did too. Yeah, it was the only opportunity to practice. So thankfully this year they're adding, I believe, a practice window on Wednesday. So definitely looking forward to taking advantage of that. But no, I had a great time. It's I guess kind of jokingly referred to as Pinball Summer Camp. It's this last year was the first year they kind of brought it back post COVID, so they're kind of trying to get it to grow to the place where it once was. But I think they did a great job. Resonine is very accommodating, and the location, the games played relatively fine. I'm sure we can talk about that more too. But looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Thank you, Berg Bookie, excuse me. Yeah, Wizards and Warriors was a great NES game, so it worked perfectly for this podcast. And thank you for helping set up all the games. I know we talked last year. We got to meet, and it is really well done. Just the location itself. I'm interested to see how how it's going to hold double the amount of people. We'll see how they set everything up. But Preston, what were your thoughts last year on Pinburgh?
Yeah, so I was waitlisted last year as well, but I ended up showing up. I got to got to commentate on IE Pinball stream, which was a lot of fun. With Deborah Tallman and Chris Stevens, which was a good time. It was really the first time I'd met Chris before, so that was really awesome. And I played Bash at the Berg. Tough games, so I got a little taste of what the Pinburgh games felt like. Um, I think I was on stream and had like a 4.5 billion attack from Mars, and then like an hour and a half later, I'm on the brink of being eliminated and put up like 1.5 million on Adam's Family. So a little bit of both worlds with that one.
Yeah.
But had a great time, honestly. Like it was really fun hanging out. Um, and it was nice because like playing a side tournament like that, there's not as much pressure, and so I got to kind of soak in the experience and just hang out with a lot of the pinball friends I have and everything. So yeah, really good time. And I mean, I'm coming back this year and not playing again. So I just really like, I guess, being at majors and just getting to experience it firsthand. And I get to root on a bunch of people that are in the field, which is always fun.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Was last year both of your first Pinburghs? It was for me. So yeah,
Yeah.
when did you get involved in pinball, Preston? When did you
uh,
start?
my first tournament was December of 2021.
Nice. Okay. So you're a
Yeah.
COVID pinball baby like a lot of us.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like in the market for a new hobby and discovered pinball, and it snowballed very quickly. So
Yeah, much to the chagrin of my wallet, I kind of wish I'd never discovered it, but it is what it is. It's a lot of fun, and you're paying for entry into a very kinetically satisfying hobby that we can still, at least I can still do at my age. So um, I agree with both of you. Pinburgh, just last year, I know coming from hearing from people that went to the older ones, it was just this magical like sea of pinball, thousand
right.
thousand people, and I'm happy to get a taste last year, and I can't wait for this next chance at some really large amount of whoppers, but also to see everybody because everybody kind of converges on a couple of the bigger tournaments. You've got obviously Worlds, Indisc, which to me is the biggest one still, and now Pinburgh. And then now that the majors are back, we were talking to El Rucco a couple episodes ago, and I asked her, what do you think has been the best thing you've seen about the evolution of pinball? I still think it's the fact that there are more regional opportunities to score a lot of whoppers versus having to fly into one location to get a chance at moving up in the ranks. So a lot of fun to be had. A lot of us are getting on flights tomorrow. But with all of that said, now let's start discussing the banks. That's what we're here for. We're gonna take you on a journey through our thoughts on the Pinburgh banks. Either of you, feel free to discuss the format on exactly what Pinburgh is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can
Yeah. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, you got it. You got
Steve, yes.
it. You're the co-host. This is your level right here. I like
All
it.
right. Yeah. So it's 2 days of pinball, right? We have day one is 5 rounds of 4 games per round, kind of a qualifying, right? So this is kind of where you get placed into divisions. Last year there were 2 divisions, A and B division, which is the upper 50% of the field and lower 50% of the field, and then this year it is 3 divisions. I believe it's A, B, and C division, which does have a numeric kind of cutoff. I believe it's top 70, I want to say, out of the roughly 200, is it 240 players?
Around
Is it
there.
not like 80, 80, 80 it, or is it like
Okay.
it might? I mean, that's what I would assume they did, but I don't know. To be fair.
Yeah. If only there was a way to find out. So after the 5th session, you'll get placed in divisions. There will be a full game tiebreaker this year, if necessary. Last year there was a single ball tiebreaker on what was it, F14, I believe.
Yeah.
F14 top.
Yeah, it was fun if you weren't involved in it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, incredible.
Right.
And then on the second day, you are playing an additional 5 rounds of 4 games per round, with the hopes to make the finals.
Yeah, we're basically doing match play for the first day to qualify for the push for the playoffs on the second day, and after that, man, if you make the playoffs, you're sitting pretty as far as whoppers. Did you?
Yeah.
And then you have Bash at the Berg, which is a phenomenal side tournament, and I'm really happy that there's a mix of tournaments you can do. So I've been to tournaments where it's been like 3 main tournaments, but they were all card. I've been to tournaments where it's, just match play and maybe, or just just match play. And then I've been to ones that are all pump and dump, herb style. So I really like when there's a main that you can focus on, a side tournament before, like a little prep of where you can get your hands on the pins beforehand, and then also like a pump and dump. I love the idea of being able to get out my anger on what I just did in match play or on a card on a pump and dump. So Bash at the Berg is the side tournament where you'll be able to play as many entries as you can, and it's what, top 8 scores? I forgot what it is. Your best 8 classics or best something like that. And then they rank you based on everybody else's scores for that pin. So if you get the top score, it's like 200, and then it keeps going down 195, 190. So something around that. But it's nice to have the side tournament running while the main is going on. And then also you have the women's at Pinburgh Whip It, where they will have, is all their qualifying and play on Sunday? Is that correct?
Yes, I
Sunday,
understand it.
Okay.
I think it's whipped.
Whipped, sorry.
Totally.
Yeah, I know. I said whip it last year and someone corrected me. So let me do it again. Whipped.
Yeah, I don't even try. I just go WIPT. Play it safe.
Yeah, so anyways, now that we've gotten the sort of logistics out of the way, we're going to get to the part that we're here for, which is ranking the 25 banks at Pinburgh for the main. Thank you. Appreciate you, Dirty Pool. Thank you again for the raid. For the main match play. So in each bank, you have to have a DMD or later. You can see that right up here. An EM, a late solid state or DMD through 1994, and then an early solid state. So your DMD or laters are going to include your modern LCDs, your Sterns, you see them down here. Your EMs are obviously electromechanical, and then you've got kind of, I feel like this is the darling for a lot of people, this third category, because I see a lot of pins here that I enjoy. And then the early solid states with some of your more classics and, tournament darlings such as Harlem, Frontier, maybe Flash Gordon for some, and Paragon, of course. So I'm going to go through this list, just list them off in case you're listening on audio and you're not watching the video, but you should be watching the video because the footage that we do on these episodes is really helpful for you to play along. So the first bank is sponsored by Titan Pinball. You have Attack from Mars, Starpool, Whitewater, and Frontier. Then you've got Bank 2, sponsored by Yopsicle, Circus Voltaire, King of Diamonds, Roadshow, Super Orbit. Bank 3, Marco Specialties sponsored, Transformers, the LE, Old Chicago, Lethal Weapon 3, Incredible Hulk. Bank 4, Reclaim Arcade, Sopranos, High Hand, Hollywood Heat, Black Knight. Holy crap. Look at that bank. Oh, Jesus. Bank 5, PGA Pinball, Dungeons and Dragons Pro by Stern, Freak Out, Taxi, Matahari. Bank 6, Skillshot Pinball Repair, Spider-Man Blue Chip, Pinbot Paragon. Bank 7, Replay Foundation, Star Wars Pro, Jack in the Box, Addams Family, Harlem Globetrotters. Bank 8, Pittsburgh Pinball League, sponsored Family Guy, Aquarius, High Speed, and Quicksilver. Bank 9, The Beast, Cactus Canyon Remake, Target Pool, Doctor Who, Alien Poker. Bank 10 from Turner Pinball is Ninja Eclipse, which is going to be interesting because not a lot of people still have got their hands on it. Spanish Eyes, Swords of Fury, Dragon by Gottlieb. Bank 11, the Final Round Pinball Podcast, has brought King Kong Pro, Mini Zag, RoboCop, and Mystic. And when I say brought, it means they're just sponsoring the bank. I'm sure they're providing some sort of sponsorship as well. Bank 12, Not the Bees Podcast, Mandalorian Pro, Lady Luck, Mousing Around Barracora. Bank 13, Steel City Pinball ACDC Premium, Volley, Laser War, Mars God of War. Bank 14, Resonine Esports sponsored Willy Wonka, Surf Champ, Indy 500, and Stars. Bank 15, Pittsburgh Pinball Dojo, Rush Pro. 2001, Genesis and Gorgar. Bank 16, Vellum Fermentation, sponsoring Avatar by Stern. Ideal, Black Rose Flight 2000. Bank 17, Bride of PPL Women's League, is sponsoring Avengers Infinity Quest Pro, which was an amazing pin to watch on last year's main finals between all the young kids, Zoller, Escher, Zemak, and Alex K, I believe. Aladdin's Castle, Star Wars Data East, big game. You've got the West Virginia Pinball League doing number 18. It's John Wick Premium, Little Chief, Transporter, Power Play. Bank 19, the Pinball Profile sponsoring Foo Fighters Pro, Bankaball, The Getaway High Speed 2, Flash Gordon. Pinball Expo for Bank 20, Labyrinth, Snow Derby, Victory, and 8 Ball. Bank 21, Jockton, Pin Shades and Pin Steps, 007 Pro. World Fair, Tommy, and Firepower. The Sanctum sponsoring Deadpool Pro, Monaco, Roller Games Black Hole. 3 left. The PAC, Pittsburgh Arcade Collectors sponsoring Venom Pro. Drop a Card, F14 Tomcat, and Sea Witch. Papa 22 sponsoring Dune CE, which is probably going to throw a lot of people. So I hope all of you get there early and get your hands on it to give it a test run. Centigrade 37, Funhouse, Joker Poker, and then the last bank sponsored by Color DMD, Iron Man, Doodlebug, Terminator 2, and Stellar Wars. Sorry I had to read that out. I just want to get it out in case anybody was taking notes for whatever reason. All right, so how do you guys want to talk about these banks? Do you want to start at the top and then rank them, or do you want to go to one right away that caught your eye?
I think we just start from the top, Howdy.
Okay, sounds good. So
It's good with me. Yeah.
all right, so bank one
Like the
is
landmines as we go down.
yeah. So bank one is this. We've got Attack from Mars, Starpool, Whitewater, and Frontier. I think there's a phenomenal bank. I don't know a lot about Starpool, but I feel like I've had a good enough experience and playtime with all of these to sort of merit understanding what I need to do to hopefully get a not a challenge token, but at least a solid enough score to advance or at least get a decent placement. Attack from Mars, we know. Are you guys going for, what are you going for in Attack from Mars? UFO multi-ball or the Total Annihilation multi-ball?
I'm letting Joe answer first. I kind of want to.
Okay.
I want to see what he says.
If the saucers are friendly, I mean, saucer all day is not bad. I know billion point hurry up's a cool thing to try, or if the shots are flowing, but I'm a saucer all day kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm Total Annihilation.
Yep. Ramping out.
I think all those shots feed a flipper, and it's hard to say no. And that multi-ball is, I think, by far the best one. So,
is there any difference on tournament settings with activating multi-ball? Is it just shooting it into that inner left loop to lock your ball, or you have to hit it a couple times? Do you know?
They probably will set it where you have to hit it once and it goes around and then hit it, and you have to do that. It's basically a 6-shot multi-ball.
Okay.
So you have to qualify each lock.
Got it.
I would assume.
Okay.
That's how it was in Bash at the Berg last year, at least. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. It was in the bank for Bash at the Berg.
Yeah.
So I'll get
and
to
it was a tough game for sure. So
I'll get to Starpool last because it's the one I know the least. Whitewater.
Starpool's a classic like EM where your bonus builds and then there's no points basically. Yep. Like if you get max double bonus, it's a grind. It's like Hocus Pocus, but even less scoring.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, but so it's one of those like don't have like you don't want to have bad balls. You want every ball to be like decently consistent at least. So
okay,
it has a big spinner in the middle too, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's pretty gross, but it's an EM, so like as far as EMs go, like you have full size flippers, so that's a positive.
It says it has it all. Competitive appeal.
It's great.
All right. So Frontier, just an absolute classic with the crickets. You're hitting your inlines and then lighting the spinner, ripping it up, and trying to fill this grid out up here, getting your bonus, your multiplier, I believe on the drops, or is it these drops or these drops? What do these drops do on the right?
That's your like natural bonus.
Okay,
I think the left one is the den bonus, and it qualifies the thing up top that it goes into.
right here. Yeah,
That
and you
yeah
can
yeah
hit that
yeah.
twice, correct? Like it comes in, it goes in
It's
one.
once, and
Okay,
then like you hit a drop again, and then you can shoot it again. I
okay,
think usually.
yeah.
So
And then
yeah.
Whitewater, if you can get the ultimate stack of what, 5x and the multi-ball, or 5x and the there's another mode, the Whirlpool Award, I think. But you want the 5x
You
playfield.
can't do that one because that's one
Okay.
of the boulder awards. So it's
Gotcha.
the
Okay.
main multi-ball. Yep.
That's it, the main multi-ball. Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know. This bank just screams near perfection to me. What are your guys' thoughts on it?
I mean, after seeing all the banks, I think it's S tier, man. It's
S
good.
tier. What do you think, Preston?
I have this is like a solid A in my mind. Maybe with like Pinburgh, it might be an S, honestly, but it's weird. I don't think it has a natural modern. I think actually like Whitewater plays more like a modern than attack does. So it kind of like hybrids in that way, which is a good thing because you have two games that are pretty controllable. So it's like if you guys both think S, like I'm actually cool with that. I probably have it as an A because uh, there's no game made in the last like 25 years, but
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at
it's
I'm looking
fine.
at them. I'm
That's
looking at them now.
okay.
You're absolutely right. Is it the oldest modern? I'm trying to look. There's
It
well,
might be.
yeah, cuz I mean, you have Circus Voltaire. Was this before?
Yeah, that would be the question, I think.
I don't see
I
anything
think
that.
everything else has been made after 2000.
Yeah, I think Circus
Yep.
Voltaire and AFM are your. Thank you for the follow, Marde. Appreciate you. What up, Conrad? So I think I'm gonna. Here's what we'll do. Let's put it in S, and then
Yeah, that's fine.
when
We can adjust.
we get to the end, we can drop it if it's not truly S tier.
Yeah.
All right,
Here's
next.
the thing. I say A, but I don't know if I would have like an S
Yeah.
anyway. So the fact that EMs exist like in every bank, I don't know if I would ever just like be like, oh yeah, S. So
All right, so next we've got Bank 2, sponsored by Yopsicle, Circus Voltaire, King of Diamonds, Roadshow, and Super Orbit. So why don't you guys tell me your glaring, um, which one let's say you have all four and you have to throw one out. Which is the one you would throw out of this bank?
I'm saying King of Diamonds just because I don't
Super Orbit.
think I've played it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's got to be one of those two. I kind of figured. What is Super Orbit? Is that a reskin or is that a truly its own?
I oh gosh, Richie Terry, like we need him in chat for
I
this
know,
kind of
right?
thing. Like I don't. I looked at the playfield. I just said nope. Like I'm good. Like we
That's got
went
a very
from like when I was reading Solid States, we went like Frontier, and then we went to this. I'm like, oh, opposite ends of the spectrum. Like I just
It's the solid state remaster
I
of
mean,
Orbit. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, and I don't know what that is either. So I'm good. Like I don't want this game.
I mean, you want Super Orbit or you want a mini flipper game?
I think your answer though, Joe, is really good too because King of Diamonds is awful.
Yeah.
So what
It's
are
really
you
bad.
what is your objective on King of Diamonds for those that have never played it?
You want to get every card, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I
And
see.
it's a mini
This has
flipper
been
game.
yeah, and it's been in Expo Classics the last 2 years. So I've been paying $3.33 to play that one game at a time. It's not awesome. I think there's like 1,000 bonus though if you get all the cards.
Gotcha.
But like you can't skillfully get the ace. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's like in the middle top of the playfield.
Like
Like
right up there.
yeah, it has to hit that. So you have to have the like pop bumper pop to the other pop bumper that hits that or something like that. So
Awesome.
it's really bad.
I'm
It's-
probably throwing out King of Diamonds. I'll keep Super Orbit and just cross my fingers.
fair enough. I
Um,
mean, like it's a try a new game type of thing, right? So
Yeah.
you
So-
don't see Super Orbit everywhere.
So I like Circus Voltaire as a tournament game. I've played it at Papa, no, the Beast and in disc. That's where I remember playing it most recently.
Both of
I
those played
love,
really well too.
yeah, I love it because I think it embodies the perfect amount of difficulty, and there's never it almost feels like sometimes that you're safe when it's roaming around the playfield because it doesn't have the traditional exit lanes on the left and right, but that stupid little balloon will like send it off into the left, and you have to make a good move in order to preemptively prevent it from going down that left out lane into the whatever the boom award is. I love the mech of the ring leader, ring keeper, whatever his name is. But the thing is, it takes so long. So like the queues, if it's ever in like a card tournament queue, it takes forever because everybody always gets through the first ring leader, and then you're hoping to get to that third one for the multi ball, and then it's got its traditional multi ball up the left ramp. It's always tough, and I always feel decent with the score at least above 25 million 30 if we're in a card format or any sort of other format. So I'm interested to see how this one plays. What are your thoughts on Circus, both of you?
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a fine game.
I actually
You don't
do
like
like it
it?
quite a bit though. The problem is like it's not a problem, I guess, but I remember D82s was really difficult, like really tight.
Yeah.
The thing that is really safe on this game is to just shoot the left ramp for Arc Star because a lot of times it'll come to a trap on your right flipper and you can just continually shoot it.
Yeah.
And so if you combine that into your second ringmaster is I think a hurry up multi ball. That's good. You can also do a stack where you get high wire as well, which are it's kind of like the Stranger Things like targets in terms of lighting that lock on the same left ramp. So if you like lock your third ball when you start Arc Star, you actually can do like a triple stack multi ball. So that's pretty
Nice.
cool.
I don't like the
There's some
feed from the juggler sometimes because when you hit
yeah,
it out the
it's
left,
yep. I was gonna say this game does have like the juggler catch is pretty bad when it comes kind of out of that middle area.
yeah.
Some of that kills you, and also like catching off the orbits in this game, I find to be a little bit awkward. So in terms of like having control in a modern, it's not the easiest modern to control,
No,
but
it's not.
I do think it's a really good game overall.
Yeah, it's funny how the first two moderns are the oldest games in the first two banks.
Yeah.
Roadshow, we're probably not seeing anybody get to the wizard mode there because it's insane. I love Roadshow. I've always wanted to own one. I just think it's the perfect amount of camp. But for competition or for competitive pinball, I can see why some people there tends to be a lot of mechanical issues that I've seen with the thing in front of Ted, and just overall.
Yeah.
However, I know we had at like TPF, everyone would get the skill shot on the short plunge because they forgot to remove something and it would always feed into it. So I was like, all right, free. But it is I enjoy it. I like bashing it just like AFM bashing the saucer. I like bashing the middle, and you can have some really solid games on it without. I mean, that left side is obviously super dangerous. Are you guys? What's the phrase? I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna scratch what I was gonna ask. What are your thoughts on Roadshow?
I think it's a good
Uh,
game. I think it's maybe my favorite game in this bank.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's good, solid.
it's
Curious how it'll be
fine.
set up.
I don't know. I have issues with Roadshow just because like you're not progressing anything when you're doing like multi-ball things in this for the
Yeah.
most part,
It's
unless you
really just
like get
multi-ball.
into Miami, I guess, is a good thing to do early on. But um I like if I was playing this in match play, I probably am just like trying to mode out, honestly, because the
Really?
multi-ball is really variable. It's very upper flipper dependent because your first jackpot is obviously Ted, but your second one's red. And I find that side shot to be pretty difficult on a lot of copies. And so if you're
Yeah.
only getting like one jackpot in a multi-ball, or if you're averaging somewhere around there, it's 45 mil. And I feel like I can get more points in the modes. And the ramps like feed the in lanes, obviously, right? And when you feed an in lane, if you hit the other ramp, you get bonus X as well. So I just find that like on hard playing road shows, I think that's probably a safer strategy, especially in like a match play like this. Obviously, if you're playing an herb, probably different, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. The game's fine, but it definitely lends a lot of variability because like you could be working toward the multi-ball the whole time, and then you come out of it with like 70 mil, and
Exactly.
you're still in last.
How are
and
you qualifying
and
each city?
You're just like shooting ramps, so like you're
Okay.
getting miles as you shoot them.
Gotcha.
And like if it falls in like a scoop and stuff like that, like you get miles there. So I find that to be like it's Lawler, right? So like it's just like shoot some ramps and then shoot the scoop. So it's
Classic Lawler.
it's fine, but like I think the modes are like actually they're decent. So a lot of them are like shoot ramps as you get like deeper into it, and again that's a controllable part of this game. So
I think you guys have convinced me to lower this a little as far as my ranking. So, where are you putting bank number 2 on your tier? I'll let you two go first.
I like to wait for Joe.
I'll say. I feel like Hottie, you make it kind of sound like you ranked it high. I'm gonna go.
I had it at a B, but I think
Yeah, I have C as well.
only because of Circus Voltaire and Roadshow. And if we're talking 50%, that's an F, but I don't think it's worth an F. I think it's worth I had a B in my head.
Yeah, we
but
can't grade off that, or else there's going to be a lot of Fs.
There's worse banks. There's worse banks.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think a C is a fair assessment here. Agree?
Yeah, I just think like if you are rolling like Super Orbit King of Diamonds back to back, and then like now you're getting into Circus and you're trying to survive a plunge, like you're just like this bank sucks. Like what am I doing?
Is this the
plunge? I can't get a ball or flip or ever.
Is this the plunge of death group? All right, let's go.
There's probably worse ones to be honest.
Yeah.
When you play Roadshow where you can't hit a ramp, or you're hitting ramps through pops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Roadshow you can at least short plunge. So
all right, on to the next bank.
You can kind of funhouse that.
Group 3, presented by Marco's Specialties. We've got Transformers LE, our first somewhat modern, Old Chicago, Lethal Weapon 3, and Incredible Hulk. You see Old Chicago everywhere. Transformers, I did play it last year in Pinburgh. I thought it played fair. I didn't think it was insane. Lethal Weapon 3, I played that at the UK Open. I like the way they had it set up. And then the Incredible Hulk, I think I've seen it once. So I truly have no clue what to do on Incredible Hulk. Let me get your thoughts on the EM in this group, Old Chicago.
That's a good EM, I think, at least.
Yeah.
As far as EMs go, like I'm good with Old Chicago. So
sure. Yeah, I mean it's simple.
Unless you get like ZMAC in your group, then I'm like, how? Like, I'll take King of Diamonds. Actually, that's fine.
I'm curious how the saucer kick out is. Otherwise, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be variability with that, right? And I think as we get into EMs, like we're going to see a couple good ones, but like in terms of the full 25 list, like I'll take this one. That's fine.
This is above the bell curve as far as EMs, you're saying?
On my list, yeah.
So, do you guys Do you guys like EMs with a mid-game double bonus, like only on ball 3 and ball 5? Do you prefer that, or is that sort of I'll take what I can get?
You think this is gonna be set to 5-ball?
I hope it is.
yeah, 100%.
Okay.
That's fine. I think it's worse when it's like double bonus on last ball, or like double triple, something like that. I think. Oh, what is that game called? Like Target something. I think it's like single, double, triple on that, or like something ridiculous. Like single, double, single, dip, double. Like isn't as variable. So, and you get cash outs, right? So you can actually like take away some of the variability by being able to cash at the scoop. So
Okay, I think I'm in agreement with you on Old Chicago. Let's talk about Lethal Weapon 3. Thoughts on this being included in the Pinburgh banks?
Lethal Weapon 3 is cool. I'm assuming the ROM where you can't just ramp out will be on. I played it actually this past weekend at a local tournament, and again, that saucer kick out from the left is going to be one to look for. Even the copy that I played locally, it was a little squirrely, where it almost just barely hit the tip of the right flipper, so you would have to just react to that accordingly. But yeah, basically just shooting 1, 2, 3s, going through, and
Where's the saucer on this? On the left?
it's on the left. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Is that
There's three
your?
of them, right?
There's one
Well,
there.
yeah. Sorry. There
Oh,
are
that's
three
the
saucers,
feed
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Right, but the left one is the one that's kind of kicks it out like directly to the flippers.
Is this one where you can get a pity multi-ball on ball 3, or am I mistaken?
I think there's.
You still have to qualify it normally, right?
I think you can set that up like casually playing. I don't think they'll have that for tournament.
Yeah,
I would assume.
Gotcha. All right. Well, yeah, I like Lethal Weapon 3. It's it's nice when you can have CNC Music Factory playing while you're sweating and
I
anxious.
forgot about the song. My gosh, yeah.
All right. Before we talk about Incredible Hulk, Transformers LE. I feel like this is one of the more brutal pins from Pinburgh last year. Did either of you get to play it?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's right. Sorry, Preston.
No, it's okay.
It was tough. Plays super fast. That's what I remember from it.
Yeah.
And
Are you Autobot or Decepticon? Which one are you picking?
I know there's a right answer, and I don't remember what the
Isn't
answer
it?
is.
Isn't it Autobot? I feel like what do you know about it, Preston? Maybe you can help us.
I think it is. This like kind of mid 2000s Stern era, not my forte of like rules knowledge. I try to learn what I can before I go to stuff if I know they're in. But I think you're right. I don't know. I know there is a right pick. I think Transformers is an abomination of a modern though.
Do it based on vibes. Yeah, and then Incredible Hulk, I think I played it once. I'm assuming I'm just gonna get up to it and see. there's no picture of the playfield here. It just says incredible action, incredible sound, incredible reliability. Have you guys played this?
I'm pretty sure they had it on Vellum. It's fine. I just my only real memory of it is not playing it, but watching the pop-up video. Steven's playing it, so
I played Teolis head-to-head at Fantastic. On this, not my favorite game ever.
Where are you guys ranking this bank? I have a strong feeling I know where I want to rank it, but I'll let you guys go, and then we'll figure it out. S, A, B, C, or F?
I think I have this as one of my Fs, despite Old Chicago being an okay EM. If you want to argue C, I'm okay with it. I'm not a Lethal Weapon 3 fan either. So,
what about you, Joe?
Tough one for me.
It's CF. If there was a D category, still I'd put it D, but it's towing the line between C and F for me.
Yeah, I'm dropping this to an F just because of Incredible Hulk. Old Chicago is really the saving grace for me on this because I really like Old Chicago,
which is crazy.
Yeah, of all, this bank just doesn't scream like, yes, I can't wait to play it.
I don't think the EM can move like the bank a full tier in my mind. So I just I don't know. I think the solid state, that's a really like brutal solid state. It's a very awkward play field. You need a lot of luck on the game, honestly.
Yeah, it just feels very it just feels very unfamiliar, and I don't like what the hell. I don't like the idea of not knowing anything about. I mean, it's my own fault right there for not knowing anything about it, but also I just don't have this desire or urge to go and play these casually. Like if I see them, maybe if I have it's as a novelty, but Old Chicago would be the one I'd play Probably more casually. S for skill issue, got it. C for Chicago. What's
Right.
up, Fresh Maker?
Woo.
We're gonna go on to
I
the
think this
next.
is like a little bit of a momentum bank. Like if your momentum's going like really poorly and you get put on this bank, you get slaughtered. But if your
Oh
momentum's
yeah,
going really well, like I think you probably destroy your group on this
that's right.
bank.
Yeah, give me a top tier player on that bank actually.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. All right.
No more
Next
talking.
bank. Group 4 by Reclaim Arcade, Sopranos, High Hand, Hollywood Heat, Black Knight. Joe, what are your thoughts on the Sopranos? We'll start with that one.
Ooh, I like Sopranos. It's one of my favorite. It's Gomez, right? Gomez layouts.
I think
Um,
so.
yeah, it's a cool game. It's one of the games that I kind of played when I first started playing. So a little bit of sentimental value. Obviously, great theme. Yeah, it's cool. I'm good with Sopranos.
I remember that D82, they take out the plunger, right? Or they do something so you can't I forgot what the cheat is or the exploit. And
Yeah,
then
it's like a
You could
playfield
short plunge
validation.
and not qualify your playfield, shoot the drop for the multi-ball thing, and just rinse repeat. You can start multi-balls without ever qualifying your playfield, basically.
do they put fat rubbers on the multi-ball drop target or around it? I feel like I saw that too. I saw like a
That'd
fat
be
green
weird.
rubber. Yeah, like near it. There's like a post near it, so it's harder to shoot. It was somewhere on the plate, but that's all I remember about the District 82 one. Um, Preston, what do you like about or don't like about Sopranos?
Um, I think because if you set up Sopranos too easy, it plays forever, and so I think they'll like kind of pendulum swing and make it really, really hard. And I think it'll be like too hard of a modern. Honestly, I think this is kind of a bank that flies by, or not flies by, because there's actually weirdly some controllable older games. Um, kind of. But like Sopranos, like it feels like one of those games that should go well, and like you have qualified your lock ball 3 and you're at 2 mil or something. So it shoots okay. I'm not the biggest fan. It's kind of a fun game to shoot around in tournament. I'm not thrilled by it, especially like the tight slings and the out lanes could be pretty brutal if they set it up hard. So
Yeah. Yeah, I know people love it. It's one of the older titles that actually sells at a good value compared to everything else in the market right now, just because it's not as
yeah,
common.
it's also a single danger game, which
Yeah.
is I think typically that era was. I think sometimes you can set like I remember Monopoly was like a 1 or 3 in terms of tilt warnings. I think there might have been fixes where you could have 2 on it, but if this is like a 1 warning modern, that's pretty brutal to deal with as
Yeah.
well.
Then we got High Hand. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to say about High Hand. Do you have any interesting thoughts you want to say about it?
I mean, full flippers on an EM,
Yeah.
things to shoot at. You
Yeah,
want out lanes, which is pretty frustrating, and you want a saucer that you can't really shoot directly. But I don't hate it. So
Yeah. Not the worst. Okay, then we got Josh Sharp in a nice jacket here at Hollywood Heat. Uh I don't know, I've seen this reskin so many times. Like this there's one near us that's they changed Hollywood to the city near me. It's there, it's fine. Um Thoughts on Hollywood Heat. I don't have like amazing insight about it. I just know that I like of this era, I like Genesis. So um this is gonna, be below that for me.
it is not Genesis,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I think this pairing right here, this bottom two,
Yeah.
is by far the worst pairing of these two eras. Um, Black Knight is incredibly boring in my mind, and Hollywood Heat has a weird. I mean, I want to say upper playfield. It's not really an upper playfield. It's on
It's
the
not.
same like depth.
Yeah.
But like, if you when you get to the bottom playfield, like you need to be on the left flipper. There's nothing to shoot with the right flipper. Like absolutely nothing. And transferring the ball is also very frustrating. There's this ridiculous jump ramp on the left that no one shoots for because there's this wide open out lane by it. So if you miss, like it just goes in the out lane. And there's like a gate like right next to the flipper on the left. So like shafting, you just pound into the gate basically. I and like the ramp to start the multi-ball in the game is like I know like it's like razor thin kind of and like really bad to shoot at. It's an like I think it's an abomination of a game. I don't envy anyone on this bank.
Would you have put like if Flash Gordon was here? Would that have been a better substitute than Black Knight? I feel like Flash Gordon would have elevated this. I mean, elevated this.
There's a Hollywood Heat for sale in chat. So.
Okay.
Yeah, Berg. Yeah, I know people like their class. Like there are people who love Hollywood Heat, and we had one in the Indy area, and I first started like competing and like had it in. It's just one of those games that like from the moment I've played it, I've just hated everything about the game. So
note to self,
dozens of them, dude, dozens.
Note to self, pick Hollywood Heat if we ever get to play. All right, where are we putting this? I'm assuming this is F.
Yeah, for me it's F. Black Knight too. Like you can if like with the feed that comes out, like I remember at a mega match play in playoffs, like all I would do was shoot the lock for 5K over and over again without ever qualifying. My goal was to just never go into the bottom play field. So it's not my favorite game either because basically I just sat there shooting the same thing forever for not many points. So
all right, bank 5. We've got Joe. You got a F on that, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
It gets better, I swear. I'm not. Okay, it doesn't yet.
I mean, we've got to have some Fs. I'm sorry. Not every bank's going to be a decent or a winner. So, all right, Group 5, we've got the Pittsburgh PGH Pinball, Pittsburgh Pinball, Group 5. We got Dungeons and Dragons Pro, Freakout, Taxi, and Matahari. 3 of the 4 I love. Joe reminded me that this was there last week. It's a reskin. Freakout's a reskin of something. So let's just talk about Dungeons and Dragons Pro because I know the code has been changing recently, and I feel like the last code I saw was the Dragon multi-ball was hard to start, and then they reverted it. So what do you think about this as the modern for the bank in this year's Pinburgh? I know that they always pick recent pins to add to these big tournaments because they're newer. People now have some play on them. I for some reason I just thought this wasn't going to be part of this year's Pinburgh. I can see why it is. You're going to have people that obviously know it, have played it on location, or have it in their own house because it's a great IP or a big IP. I don't mind it, but I don't know. You don't have the largest bank of moderns to work with as well. Hence why we have Attack from Mars and Circus. But what are your thoughts on Dungeons being included in Pinburgh this year?
I know I've heard a lot of conversation with and even playing it recently with with Scout Pilgrim in chat, saying that it's could be a one-shot game if you want it to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not my favorite of the new Stern releases. Carlos is saying it's fine.
Yeah.
How many eyes though? If it's a lot of eyes, that means it's not fine with him.
Quite a few eyes.
So here's my thing with this game. We assume that every game off the factory floor at Stern is tournament like styled and can just be played in a tournament. Venom was actually like that way, where it's a progress game, but it has, I think, actually decent tournament code at this point. Dungeons and Dragons, I don't think it's that at all. I don't think it was ever meant to be put in tournaments. And I think that's completely okay. I like that they're trying this kind of thing with Stern having 3 releases a year. If we get like 2 games that are kind of tournament games and 1 game that's not, and like kind of this alternate pinball, I would say. I think that's totally cool. We just have to realize that like we probably shouldn't put it in because it's not really meant to be played competitively.
Yeah, there's
I
always
think that it's one game.
There's always a a balance for them to do the story mode for the home owner and then make it flowy and competitive enough for the tournament scene because they have people that work there that are, highly ranked competitive players. And I think I agree 100% with what you just said. This is really more focused on progression and advancing this RPG mechanic that they're really
Yeah.
trying to sell because that feeds into Insider Connected and it might feed into a new revenue stream for them. So this one, as far as including it in a tournament, I think it's way too over the line for uh, the way it was made and who it's intended for to
Right.
be a strong tournament candidate. I mean, you only have so many to choose from for a 25 bank major like this, but yeah, I completely agree
Yeah,
with
and
what you said.
I think it'll do an effective job of hiding itself because
Yeah,
of how many banks there are. As long as they just don't put it in finals, I think it'll probably go okay. We're going to see a lot of rinse and repeat. I think left orbits to play the cube
yep,
multi-ball.
the Rattlers.
I think there's like a dog mode early on that you can like play that is pretty decent points, but everything else you can start to play is not. So as long as you know like where you're going on the map or whatever, I don't know. It's not even a game I've bothered to learn because I'm like it's just not a tournament game in my mind.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it holds up. And maybe with like new code down the line, it can become one in the future. But I just like this game feels 95% story to me, and I think that's really cool. And it, it's just it doesn't feel like a tournament game though. So
Yeah, I agree. We'll see how it holds up in uh in this tournament and I'm really interested to see what the scores are just based after the first day. See kind of where they level out on the bell curve. Then we have Taxi, System 11 Darling. I love this. I think it's a uh, absolute banger, as the kids would say, for a tournament. There's so many ways you can make it difficult. Giant rubbers, tinkering with the little diner cup up top on the right. What do you love about Taxi? Just kidding.
yeah, I promise I'm not all negative.
Yeah,
Taxi's great, I think.
yeah.
So
Agree.
it's pick up your passengers, lock the balls, play your 300K like A and B, and try to get a jackpot. And I think it works really well in tournament. So
Well, you see it a lot of times. What do you think about Taxi, Joe?
Yeah, I'm cool with Taxi. Um, I'm curious how strong that right flipper is going to be to make it up that left ramp, but
Yeah, that's huge because sometimes it has
yeah,
to come down the in lane with enough momentum because you can't
right.
make it up through a cradle. Mata Hari is interesting because I remember playing various copies, and there are some where shooting up the middle wasn't really advised. I feel like the feed from the District 82 one just kept coming straight down the middle. So then you had to switch your strategy. I like it though. I think Mata Hari is a perfectly serviceable tournament game, tournament pin. Any thoughts on Mata Hari before we talk about the reskin of Doozy up here?
Matahari's fine.
Yep. All right, freak out.
yeah, I actually like it, and I think I think shooting the orbits is probably the most ideal. If you don't know how it plays, I think that's probably the best strategy to go with.
Thank you for the follow, Jason. Appreciate you. Thank you again for coming on our last episode. Zoller's in chat.
Taller.
Yeah.
What up?
Appreciate that follow, man. And thank you again for doing our episode. Got a lot of good feedback. So kudos and all the kind words to you. All right, freak out. I didn't play this. I don't know what it is. I just see 5 pop bumpers up there. Have any of you played Doozy or Freak Out?
I played this copy last year.
Okay.
Yeah, a bit of a luck box, but I mean, someone Berg Book you mentioned it is a beautiful retheme. The game's gorgeous in person.
Okay.
The one thing to note that someone I forgot who it was pointed out. I think it might have been actually I don't know. The plastics above the slings are extend way over the rubbers do. So just kind of
Oh.
be mindful of that.
Oh, so there's not as much protection up here.
Oh yeah.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Cool. This isn't the worst bank. I think the inclusion of, oddly enough, D&D hurts it the most. Um, I am gonna give my grade of a C. What do you guys think?
I think C's good.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I would have it
It's
as a
fair.
Because I
B.
think I do like more banks down the line as I
Yeah.
saw them, so I'm a little worried we're like bottom heavy, but I think that's still correct right now.
I think if D&D was something else, a different modern, for me, if it was like, so even this is just me, if it was Circus Voltaire, I'd probably put it at a B, just because I really like Taxi and Matahari. But I think C is a fair grade here. So we've got one S, Group One, and again, Group One is this bank. It's got Attack from Mars, Starpool, Whitewater, and Frontier, and then we've got two Fs, the Transformers and Sopranos Bank, and two Cs, the Circus Voltaire and Dungeons and Dragons Pro Bank. So we got a lot to go through, so we're going to keep going. This one, Group 6, presented by Skill Shot Repair. We have Spider-Man by Stern with a conveniently placed tournament play topper in the advertisement. Blue Chip. And then you've got Pinbot and Paragon. Joe, which one do you want to talk about first?
Oh, you talk about Spider-Man. I guess if we're gonna go kind of top left,
Yeah.
clockwise, like we've been going. I mean, just looking at, I mean, this is a top 5 game for me. So this is
Yeah.
automatically going S tier for me. This bank. I mean, Paragon also is a great game. I think for tournament, I also played the Paragon. It was in the Transformers, so the Paragon played fine. And then I mean, Pinbot's fine. But I mean, if we want to start with Spider-Man, Spider-Man's Steve Ritchie, and I love that game. It's so good.
Yeah, Paragon was the one that prevented me from getting to the A division because I tried to tap pass on ball 3 and I only needed a little more and I blew it and then it fluttered all the way to the left out lane. I'm like, God damn it, I was so close. But yeah, so
you didn't just let it drop off the flipper though. Like
no.
the ball didn't move.
Yeah, it literally.
That's better. That's okay. That's
and you know
okay.
what? You know what's funny
the
is
flipper misfiring. That's not you.
there was a guy watching, and he's like, "You were trying to tap pass." I go, "Yep." All I had to do was literally hit the tap pass, send it up top, and I would have got the point to advance to A. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. Spider-Man, I agree with. I think it's an absolutely amazing pin. I love when I see it in a tournament. They can do funny things with the Doc Ock shot, I believe, as far as making it harder to shoot. I know we discussed this on our last 2 episodes ago. It has one of the toughest wizard modes. Again, just briefly discussing, obviously in tournaments like this, you're not getting to the wizard mode unless you're having the game of your life. But I think it's got so many different avenues to try and pick up points. And I don't feel it's unfair getting to that. I know on tournament settings, it'll be harder to activate your black suit multi-ball lock, but other than that, the shots and options for you, which I think for me are, now that I'm getting more into this, the competitive scene, the options are such a big factor in whether or not I like what I see when a pin is making its appearance in the tournament. Preston, your thoughts on Spider-Man?
Like gripe with the game is it's a little grindy in terms of tournament strategy, but that's okay. I think it's a controllable game. I think the shot flow is fun. The fact that your like best value is typically shooting like the left targets as well as Sandman in multi-ball. I mean that part's a little like but like overall like fine modern for sure.
All right. What are the thoughts? What are your thoughts on the rest of the group? Feel free to start with any of the remaining 3.
Yeah, I would say with Pinbot, that's also like kind of a grindy game a little bit. As long as they keep the solar value thing not progressive, or I think there's some sort of ROM for that.
There is.
I think this is this is strong. I'd rather see like Jackpot here, obviously, but
yeah.
But no, like Pinbot's totally fine. Like I actually don't really have a complaint about this bank overall. Like I think I actually like Blue Chip as well. So That game was in Indus this past year, Classics. Kind of a just spinner game for the most part. In Paragon, like, you feel like you have like a semblance of control at least,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of like skill things you can do with the game. Um, Building bonus can be a bit frustrating, but like I think like really strong tournament game, and there's a reason it's been in so many tournaments forever. So
I always feel when you've I always feel a sense of accomplishment when you've actually done something on Paragon because I feel like I earned it. Like I didn't get a few lucky rebounds or anything like that. So I really like this bank. I
yeah.
remember blue chip from prior tournaments, but Pinbot just another great system 11 for me. I agree with wanting it to be jackpot, but I do love the addition. I think this is a really well put together bank. Where are you putting it grade wise, Joe?
Yeah, I mentioned. I mean, with Spider-Man being in the bank, it's going S tier for me.
Okay. How about you, Preston?
Big fan. I'm like an A with this one, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree on an A. I think
It could be
it's
an A. It can be a strong A.
yeah. I mean, it's almost
I've
up
got the
there.
bias.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I understand why you put it in S. I feel like there's maybe one or two banks that are just a little bit better. Maybe a better EM if you can choose that. I do think Pinbot could be replaced by something a little better, but Paragon and Spider-Man are such strong pins. I I get the S inclusion. So let's go to the next one. Bank 7 with from the Replay Foundation, we got Star Wars Pro, Jack in the Box, Adam's Family, and Harlem Globetrotters. So, Preston, give me your impressions of this bank.
This bank feels really traditional, I would say. Like Harlem and Adams have been mainstays in tournaments forever. I think Star Wars. I think I think that's a good game for people who know Star Wars and are used to it because of the shot multiplier function in that game. And there's certain people who know the paths really well with that and are used to kind of maneuvering that. Um, Overall, I'd be happy to be on this bank, even though I find Adams to be incredibly boring. But it is, well, I mean, the one last year was really tough. But that's the only place I'm finding like a little bit of complaint, I guess, with this bank. I think Harlem is fantastic. It played awesome last year when it was brought into finals.
Yep.
And Jack in the Box is very whatever. It's the EM though. Like I just can't rail against EMs like that much. Like there's definitely EMs I really like, but most EMs I'm just not gonna like. That's another one. I'm just like good luck and have fun.
Good luck, have fun. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember Adams in Bash at the Bash at the Berg bank. 100% agree with Harlem. We saw Escher destroy it, I think, in the last game. And then Star Wars,
Yeah.
you really have to know basic meta on that. Joe, what do you think about this bank?
Yeah, I think I'd mostly agree. I mean, Harlem also games, and like Preston said, a strong tournament game. Same with Adams. Jack in the Box, I did play last year. Again, yeah, it was kind of a yeah, yeah, pretty blah. Exactly.
What up, Richie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
pretty.
Star Wars is okay. Worst plunge in pinball, but if you can survive the plunge and possibly
Yeah, I'd like
scoop
to
the
see
ball,
him put like a small ball save on it, to be honest.
that would
Like
be cool.
2 seconds would be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I never
So.
thought about that. The worst plunge, and man, Star Wars is definitely up there. Wow, yeah, that's a really
Yeah.
good point. Yeah, the darling for me is Harlem. It's one of my favorite tournament games, but it's not enough to save this bank. I'm telling you right now, because of Harlem, I'm giving it a C. I don't think it's an F. Where would
Oh
you?
wow, you're really down on this. Okay.
That's low, yeah.
Interesting.
I was gonna go strong B.
Okay,
for
what
this
do you
bank.
think, Preston?
I'm like middle of the road on this B. Like
Okay,
not strong, not a weak. Like like I'm happy to play this bank, but at the same time, I'm just like okay. Like it's decent. So
Yeah, I just don't I like Adam's Family, but I don't like it in tournaments as much. I like watching people blow it up. I've done well on it a couple times, but I don't know. Star Wars to me is it's just there. Of all the moderns, it's one of the lower valued ones for me. Maybe it's just the plunge itself. But Harlem, I put on a pedestal. That's why I was giving it a C. But I'm happy to put it as a B. This is a democracy. So let's go to the next one. Group 8 by the Pittsburgh Pinball League. This is Family Guy, Aquarius, High Speed, and Quicksilver. I have fallen in love with Quicksilver. The more I played it at Yegpin, the Beast, and I think it's fantastic. I love the way it shoots for such an older title. I think the approach on it. I've seen people chats to activate one of the spinners and then go from there, or building up their bonus. I played it in Yegpin with a group of guys. Two of them owned one. They each owned one. I was like, oh, awesome, and they just mauled me. I think they got close to 2 million points on it, which if you played this is pretty solid. High Speed, I truly enjoy, even though Getaway I feel is the better model. The low points for me here, I just never have a good time on Family Guy. I find it super boring. I don't appreciate the mini playfield. I think it's a lame sort of a gimmick, and there's so much to me you have to do to make this fun for tournaments that I just never have fun. So
guy on your island, Joe.
yeah,
Stewie Pinball is usually disabled for tournaments, so I can see that.
But go ahead
dude,
and give me.
Pinball's awesome.
They'll probably have the like captive thing where it goes back and forth. I would assume.
Give me your thoughts, because those are my thoughts. That's why I wanted to go first.
I mean, I kind of was on the same boat with Family Guy, and then I played it recently at like a local. We had a mega match play, and it was in the bank, and kind of grew to enjoy playing it. But I mean, it is, I think, relatively simple and can get a little monotonous with the shots, especially. But I think it's a good game. I'm sure it'll be adjusted accordingly for a tournament play. And Aquarius, yeah. Richie mentioned it's a shitty luck box category, and I think I would agree.
Preston, before we go, I'm looking at the list of moderns, and I feel like this is, for me, I'm looking at all of them. I feel like Family Guy is the worst modern. Well, Avatar is there. Mando Pro is there.
I think Avatar is good. To be honest,
Avatar's good.
I've come around on that one.
See, that's the thing.
It's actually Avatar is weird. It's like Spider-Man, effectively. Like it really is. So if you play it like Spider-Man, like it's not too bad.
When we watched Rucko play it at Yegpin, I can see why people kind of can get into it. I played it last year at Pinburgh, and it was just brutal. But
usually,
and so I'm just trying to see all these moderns, and I feel like for me, Family Guy is the one I like the least. But I was just giving my my little take there. What is your take on Group 8, or at least Family Guy, Preston?
Yeah, I mean, I think like you could definitely make the argument to me about the Family Guy thing. I think the thing that Family Guy is really bad at is the Penny Lard multi-ball, which I'm actually assuming is on. I think that rule's really, really bad for competitive play. I personally don't like shooting this game as well, but I see some of the merit to the game overall. I think this game was actually playable last year based on some of the scores I saw when I saw groups on it. But yeah, as a modern, like it's not what I'm looking for at all. So I think that definitely drops this bank down. Especially like Aquarius is like one of the worst EMs from people like who I very much trust have told me this. But I think the bottom two games, to your point, are good. I actually prefer this version of High Speed over Getaway. And What was the other game?
They are high speed
Oh,
and
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Quicksilver as well. This was in Bash of the Berg last year. It was, I think, decently playable. So I think actually kind of a fun game to shoot, and like with all the flipper skill stuff you can do on it, I think it's a pretty strong contender there. So this is another one where like the bottom two games I'm a big fan of, and the top two I'm very much could leave. So
Yeah, exactly.
the only worry I will say the only worry I have is like high speed gets held back if it's too steep or the flippers aren't strong enough, so it can't like make left orbits around to the upper flipper. So it can be variable that way, and I just hope it's set up in a way that everything functions, I guess, as intended.
What is your strategy if it's set up that way?
Probably to shats and shoot freeways.
Gotcha. Yeah. Chat. Los, yeah, strap in. This is going 48 hours. We have Richie there. What up, Rod? Ryan, and what's up, Rocco? So, okay, this bank, I mean, other than Quicksilver, it's like that's the shining star for me. I'm gonna give you my grade of F. I don't like this bank.
Wow.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I don't like this bank at all.
Dude. What?
But Quicksilver's not I just really don't like Family Guy in tournaments.
I was not expecting that.
I've started to really hate seeing it, and I used to love walking up to it because I was like, oh, it's it's a nice break. It's got personality, but it's so boring to me. And I hate shooting it. I hate the way it's set up sometimes. I had it in Yegpin in my last round, and I was like, well, this is a fine way to go out. It's been a shitty second day. Might as well fucking play Family Guy. So
See, that's the problem. That's a momentum game again. Yeah, it's like when it's all going bad. Like, of course, it's going to go bad on Family Guy. So it's also an awful plunge game, by the way.
Give me your grade on Group 8. And again, if you haven't seen it, this is Group 8. Family Guy, Aquarius, High Speed, and Quicksilver. I'm giving it an F. What are you two giving it? Oh, thank you, Game Time Television, for that sub. Appreciate you.
Dude, I mean, I think it's got 3 like okay games and then 1 shitter. So I don't think it's like F tier.
Okay.
I would say I would put it at least in C tier.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm C as well with this one.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys the C there. Again.
You can put it at the back of C though if you want.
Yeah.
It's like leaning into the F category.
Like right here.
Fine. Yeah.
Or is it here?
Something like that.
Is it here or is it here?
I just think if like high speed set up well though, like high speed and
Yeah, it'll be
Quicksilver,
fine.
I think are a fun combo. So
All right, let's go to Bank 9. All right, presented by the Beast, Jeff Teolis. Make sure you go and check out coverage of the Beast, and I believe, is Tom streaming Pinburgh or is Carl?
Yes. Tom is streaming both
Okay,
Pinburgh
that's
and
what I thought.
Beast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check out Fox Cities Pinball for all the awesome coverage. And he'll be covering the Beast too, which is now bigger. I can't wait to go see the new place. We've got Cactus Canyon Remake, Target Pool. I think Deborah Tallman had Zoe had a really good game at Target Pool last year. Doctor Who and Alien Poker. Joe, give me your impression of Cactus Canyon in tournaments. Thank you for the follow, Anvil.
I think Cactus is it's okay in tournaments. I find it a little boring to play. But I'm kind of meh on the game.
Yeah. What about
like I would never play it for fun.
What's the star of this group for you?
It might be Target Pool, honestly.
Really?
Dude, Target Pool is a banger of a game. It's got mini flippers, but you can drop catch on the pass. It's great.
All right, Preston, what is your star of this group?
I will say I agree with Joe that Target Pool is one of the better EMs. I think Alien Poker is the star of the group.
Oh, okay. And why do you say that?
There's a lot of things you can do on it based on how it's set up. You get 3 flippers, and like it's I want to say semi-controllable for that era of games, and I think there's a lot of skill involved with that game, and I think you usually drain off of your own mistakes for the most part. So
100% agree. I feel like it gives you a good return feed from a lot of the shots to the right side. This is where I learned scissor stage flipping or stage scissor
yeah,
flipping from Travis. Why don't you guys? Is there something wrong with Doctor Who here? I thought everybody loved Doctor Who. I really enjoy it because of the loops. I just feel like if you get in a groove, you've really earned those 50 or 60 loops.
yeah. I mean, I think it's fine. I've just played so many Doctor Who's where the setup is so variable that like I have no idea what this is. Like I played one at Worlds with full flippers. I have no idea how to shoot that with full flippers. It doesn't even make sense with my brain at all. So it's really about like finding the thing is like you're not practicing these games, right? Outside of like Steel City Strikes, like you don't get 30 seconds before you play them. Um, so if you get thrown on this bank and like you're just trying to get used to Doctor Who, that could take you like a whole game. So that's the only part
I mean,
that like I get a little worried about, but I think it is like still a good what do they call it? Like late solid state or whatever. So
What about you, Joe?
yeah, I can agree with that. The like Preston mentioned, the variability, and that's going to be, I think, the kind of the deciding factor for most of the games we're talking about tonight, right? Like it's
Yeah.
you know the strat, like the meta, like shooting loops, getting sonic booms, but it's like where is that side ramp shot going to be?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
Thank you for
generally on like Doctor Who's I don't know, I try to Who instead of just straight side ramp. Unless like I see someone side ramp really easily, like I'll just Who instead.
I feel like I've played versions where the video mode hasn't been nerfed, and I'm like, okay, I'll take a few 8-digit scores. Thank you for the follow, Joe
True.
Bear. I like this bank a lot. Cactus Canyon. I don't know. It's again not my favorite modern target
I see
pool.
Richie said that the upper flipper at Worlds was, and it's bleeped out on my screen, so it's
I love Alien Poker. I think that's one of my favorites of this era, and I really enjoy Doctor Who. Cactus Canyon, yeah, I could take it or leave it, but it's not the worst modern. And Target Pool, I drew an affinity towards last year after playing it and also watching it, and now that I have some experience with it, I look forward to actually playing it. So, what grade are you giving this, Joe? This bank?
I think this is a strong A tier bank, if not knocking on the door of S.
Yeah. What about you, Preston?
I'm really shocked. I'm just like agreeing with Joe on a lot of this stuff. I actually do think this is an A. I don't think there's a bad game in the bank. And even though like, look, am I having a ton of fun playing this bank? No, but in terms of like playing competitively, like I'll take the bank for sure.
This feels very fair to me. Like I have a shot on every single one. And if I mess up, it's on me, especially with Cactus Canyon and Alien Poker. I'm in agreement. I think this is an A. I wouldn't put it as strong. I'd like put it right here towards S, not here. But I think this is
Yeah,
definitely
fair enough.
definitely an A. Did I screw up? No. Oh yeah. So it's an A. Did we have Group 7 and B? Yeah, that was Star Wars, Harlem, Adams, and Jack in the Box. Okay. All
Mhm.
right. Next group. Let's go to Bank 10. Almost halfway there. Presented by Turner Pinball. This is Ninja Eclipse, Spanish Eyes, Swords of Fury, and Dragon. So I was able to play when Ninja Eclipse was released. They brought a copy for us for the 2024 Titan Pin Masters F um, uh, for uh, for tournament play, and it wasn't bad. Like I was really digging some of the little new mechanics they were trying. The code was super early, so we weren't like getting the best of what it could offer. There's Spanish Eyes, Swords of Fury, and Dragon. Preston, what do you think about this bank right here?
I,
Hello?
Okay, so first of all, like props to Turner on a first game and everything.
Yeah.
Like, and I am not like gonna talk really badly. Like, I just not a game I want to play competitively. To be fair, I do think they did a good job, and like it showed that they sold out and everything. So I'm not gonna like kind of shit on the game, I guess. I don't know it like that well or anything, so not only would I have to learn the game if I was playing, like that'd be kind of frustrating because it's a modern and so there's a lot going on. Like it's just not something I want to be on. And the bank as a whole, I think, is kind of an abomination. I think Swords is one of the worst games ever made. I hate Spanish Eyes, and I have no idea what Dragon is. It feels like a game that like Richie's gonna tell me is good or something like that, and I'll be like, "Is it like really?" Yeah,
Looks like you're shooting
I,
pops in that game.
yeah. This is not a bank I ever want to be. I saw the Swords thing too. They put like obviously you have to make it
Little
hard
post.
somehow, but like they put like a post like at the like lock thing. I'm just like, yeah, like what are we doing? I mean, this is.
I played the Swords last year and I thought it was fine, but I also
Did it play like a normal length of time or something like that?
it played normally at the time. I played it with Alec
Okay.
and Adam Lefkoff. There was a bit of a minor malfunction in the game that benefited me. I started a multi-ball with 2 balls in the lock. And ended up stealing some blocks, which was nice. But yeah, they were scouts in the chat. They removed the upper playfield post, so you can't trap up on the upper playfield. It looks like it's going to be the same here. Otherwise, yeah, it's left orbit all day.
Okay, Scout's saying that I played Cosmic Princess this weekend and that Dragon is like somewhat the same, so I take back everything I said. Dragon's great. And this is still an F in my mind.
What is the approach on Spanish Eyes? I forgot. I played this against Los in District 82. I completely forgot.
Yeah, this is very much a geometry game. So the inner like
Right.
horseshoe type loop is 5K. The saucer is dependent on how many stars you have, which if you look at the upper right and upper left, there's 2 stars, and then there's 2 or 1 on each side near the flippers to the left and right. And that increases your saucer value. Yeah, I like just not a game. Some people are like really good at the game. The reason I don't like it is because I'm actually like I feel like I'm very bad at the game, and yeah, I mean it's definitely not the worst EM, but I don't like playing it at all.
I think it's one of those games where it's like very fun to play casually, but like when you have to play it in competition, you're just like, oh god.
Yeah.
I agree on most of these points. I've only seen Swords of Fury once in a tournament setup. I've seen it on location, and I enjoy the campiness of it. But for tournaments, I don't think it's a strong choice. Ninja Eclipse, I don't have anything bad to say about it. I understand the hesitation and trepidation on having it because of it's their first effort. Spanish Eyes, I don't remember liking it, but I was just trying to remember what the approach was and why I didn't like it. I've never played Dragon, so I'm not going to give an opinion. Let's give it a grade. I am firmly in the F category, but I can see bumping it to a C because I do think Ninja Eclipse is stronger than maybe other people would give it credit for. What about you guys?
I can put it in F. I mean, I don't know. If I'm just going off of like if I drew this bank, how would I feel?
Yeah.
And I think I would feel an F.
Yeah, I don't. See, the thing is, if I learn Ninja Eclipse, I could see like liking it in some form. But in current state of like what I know about the game and everything, like it's not a modern I know, and that's typically where I try to have advantages. So for me, also an F with everything else in the bank. So
I don't think this is I'll be honest, I don't think this is a knock against Turner. I just think the rest of the bank is so poor.
Right. That's what I'm trying to emphasize. Like it's like I just have not gotten like I played a really old like first code one, and that's the only time I've ever played it. So
Same, yeah.
Like I just don't want to see the bank.
I think it fits the theme of the rest of our Fs. So I think it's a fair assessment. We'll go on to the next one. Bank 11, presented by Final Round Pinball Podcast. We've got the latest from Keith Elwin, King Kong Pro. So no gong shenanigans here. Mini Zag, Robocop, and Mystic. I love Mystic. I think it's one of my favorites of this era to play in a tournament. I love getting some lucky bounces and completing a row and tic-tac-toe, getting that super bonus, then bashing that captive ball or ripping a spinner. I don't think the spinners are always automatic. I think the angle on that shot is always not different, but it's always something you have to get used to. But man, it's so satisfying when you rip it. RoboCop has always kicked my ass. It kicked my ass at Indisc 3 years ago and high stakes. It kicked my ass last year at Pinburgh, but I love having
You're not
it.
alone.
Yeah, I
You're
love
not
having it in a
alone.
tournament because I feel one day I'm going to get a hold of it, and that's for me. That chase is so important. King Kong Pro, I've streamed it a couple times. I've played it. I think I love the shot flow on some of the paths up top. I think the code is getting there for sure. Mini Zag, I don't remember. I don't remember playing a lot. Joe, give me your impressions or whatnot about Bank 11.
This bank rules.
Yeah.
King Kong's great. I've been enjoying it a lot since it's come out. RoboCop, I think it's a great game. Great music. I'm a little traumatized, I think, from that was in Cleepin, I believe. It was 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
It's the same one.
It's the
Oh, is
same
it?
one.
Oh,
Yes.
all right, never mind. You know what? Take it back. Take
Yes.
it back. Never mind, dude. What the hell? Is it?
Yeah. They used to get their games from Pittsburgh for Cleepin.
I completely forgot about that. Holy.
Yeah.
Well,
if the right outlane has that, like, oh
yeah,
my gosh.
if it's hammered down. Is that what it was? It was like hammered down into the playfield.
No, I just remember it was just like a pit. Like the biggest like pit.
God. Okay. Well, that really changes things. I mean, no, Mystic's great. Mini Zag, I just looked it up. It's like a mini flipper game, which I'm sure is going to be just fine, luck boxy. But I mean, that bounces out with Kong. I guess we'll see how RoboCop is. We'll have scouts here to provide some insight, but
yeah, it's this.
Yeah, that copy was
the same Pinburgh. Yeah, okay.
That copy was hellish.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Preston.
Yeah, I'm a huge. I'm in your camp on Mystic. I'm actually a huge Mystic fan. I think there's a lot of skill in filling out your grid properly and diverting when you want to divert. I actually was putting it on like every single card I had this past weekend at Sweeper, despite like I wasn't playing certain games that I would probably more expect myself to play, but Mystic, like, it felt really good. The Beast one last year I thought played incredible, so I've been a fan of the game. I do think RoboCop is one of the toughest like late solid states to put in, especially because I think you have to shoot the targets to qualify like your spinner amounts that are going there, and like shooting the targets, like that game is so fast. Like I don't know how to react to the ball coming back, like when it inevitably like fires off the target, hits the glass, and like it's just not a game that like I think it's a cool game, to be honest. Like there's a lot of fun things to pull out of it, but it has a lot of malfunction issues. We've seen it at tons of tournaments. I hope it doesn't have that, but like I wouldn't blame like the Pinburgh staff at all if it did. Like it's just it happens. It's like notorious for it, and I think with the in lanes up top or the lanes up top not spotting like your spinner lights, I think that makes the game incredibly harder to like find the points. Basically, you have to survive a lot of dangerous things. So overall, like I don't think the EM drags it too much. Like, so I'm a big fan of Kong and Mystic, and RoboCop I'm not incredibly thrilled to be playing, but yeah, it is what it is. So.
Yeah, I think I remember Mystic always being my game 5 on my Indus card a long time ago for classics, and it would either give me a decent amount or I just like get crushed on it. But it's like one of those ones I could step up, know what I need to do on it, and it doesn't always work the way I want it to, but I still love giving it a try. Reminds me of Paragon, where I feel a good score is well earned and well deserved.
Mhm.
This bank, I really like this bank. I don't know mini Zag enough. It's such a good bank though. I feel like the three good ones, RoboCop, Mystic, and King Kong, are just so strong. This is S tier for me. What about you two?
I would put it I think AB leaning A.
Okay, Preston,
I'm probably. I think Mini Zag is actually a bad EM.
is it?
So I think I would be B, but I'm willing to bump because I do think Kong has enough code where like it's a great 10 to 15 minute game right now, and like you're
Yeah.
not going to play 10 to 15 minutes anyway on it. So I think like it's actually like fully coded out in terms of like tournament play at like hard settings. Um, so like I could see like if you like I think A is probably a fair destination. I just don't think that RoboCop like man that's a tough like late solid state. It's just so difficult. So
Yeah, I think the average for it, since I'm an S, let's say Joe, let's just say you're a B, and let's say Preston's A. Let's put it in A for now. And if we need to, based on what else is in A, let's think about bumping it down. I don't think we'll bump it up because I have an implicit bias on just how much I love Mystic and RoboCop. King Kong is phenomenal too, but I don't know enough about Mini Zag, so let's leave S for the truly S tier ones that we can kind of all agree on. So Bank 12 from Not the Bees, a Nicholas Cage podcast. We got Mando Pro, Lady Luck, Mousing Around, Barracuda. Preston, start us off.
um hmm. It's interesting. Like I want to be playing Mando in tournaments, while I still recognize that I don't think it's a very good game. Um, I like the fact that getting to 3x feels very attainable, because you can qualify your scope pretty quickly, and when you start like your first multi-ball, you can just shoot the two side targets to bring in your other X. And so if you can do that with ice spiders, like it's a great scoring opportunity, especially when you implement the flamethrower. So like I recognize it's not a great game, but at the same time, like I'm thrilled to be playing it. Uh, Lady Luck, I think, is one of the best EMs for sure in the banks. It's kind of been an Indus staple for. It is the game I'm thinking of, right? It is not. Hold up, what is that? What is that? Wait,
This
what
is
am I thinking of?
this is
Oh
a
no, I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
who
I don't
makes
I
think
it?
really
this is
thought it
what
was something else.
this is Marcel, I think.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
forget all that. I don't know. Barracuda is like notorious, right? But like at least it's really controllable, and I assume it'll be a little bit harder this year. I can't stand mousing personally, so I think this is kind of like
Resell,
it's
sorry.
probably a little bit higher on my list, but I think like for me, like this is like middle of the road, like kind of bank overall. So.
Um on ice spiders with the flamethrower, are you popping it at the beginning or near the end?
I do pop it at the beginning.
Okay.
I think there's enough shots that it's still viable. I haven't done like the math or anything behind
Yeah.
it, but I don't like to assume that I'm getting the supers with Pinburgh ball saves on multi balls.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Joe, uh Bank 12.
Yeah, I'm pretty meh on the bank as
Yeah.
well. I did have a pretty memorable game on Mousin last year, uh, with ZMAC. I think it was a pretty nutty game. It was like 7 million third. Uh,
Jeez.
but it shot really well. So I just remember that distinctly. It
How
was a
was the
fun
feed coming
game.
around to the left flipper? Fast? Like D82?
It it was pretty fast. I don't know if it was that fast,
Yeah.
but I mean it was definitely hold your flipper up fast. I think.
Yeah, I'm kind
Um,
of in agreement with you guys. This is I love mousing around just because I think it's difficulty wise, it kind of hits the sweet spot for me. Barracora was a grind last year, but I watching top tier skill level players absolutely own it it never gets old to me. Mando, I don't think it's one of the stronger moderns. Lady Luck, I don't think I've ever played. So I don't think this is an F. Give me your grades, Joe.
I'm comfortable putting in B, but I understand if you guys want to put it in C tier. I think
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad if I got that band.
I think it's a B for me playing, but a C like truly,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
I think
Like
I
I'm
think I'm
happy to play it, but I
yeah.
don't think it's good.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not the worst. I think a C is fair for this. We
Okay.
good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next one, number 13, over halfway. We got ACDC Premium from Steel City Pinball League. Volley, Laser War, and Mars God of War. Joe, are you going to be playing $5 Volley on this?
Uh, maybe. No, this bank looks fine. I think.
Yeah.
I I don't really have a lot of time on Mars God of War. I think I've maybe only played it once, casually.
Mhm.
But I play Laser War. That I think was, if I recall correctly, fine. I played it at Delaware Pinball Collective, and then Volley obviously is, I think, one of the top tier EMs in this game bank.
Yep. Hands
And
down.
then ACDC, I believe I played last year. I mean, it was pretty mean, but fair. The tilt was very tight, but I mean, shots are makeable. Flippers were, I think, plenty strong.
What songs are you guys choosing for ACDC?
Uh, I don't remember yeah, volley no practice is rough.
Yeah.
I guess not knowing where the plunge is, but hopefully we can find it on
Which
Wednesday.
which one is
Practice.
it? The one that highlights the ramps or
Yeah, sorry, I think I play the Rams mode.
yeah.
But I know the
It's
stand up
Rock and
one.
Roll Train.
There you go, rock
Yeah.
and roll train. Yeah,
What about
Yeah,
you?
I play
Rams is good.
Thunderstruck.
Yeah, that seems to
Okay.
be pretty
Yeah,
popular.
pretty. I followed the crowd on that one, so and I never changed the song.
Right.
Nice. All right,
Yeah.
Preston. Looking at these four, what are you thinking?
Very strong modern here.
Yeah.
I think this is the best EM ever made, except for Grand Prix. That's obviously just my opinion, but I think Volley is an incredible game. And I think Mars God of War is not good, from what I remember. Yeah, it's like a weird four flipper game. It's kind of like a shrug, is what it is. I do like Laser War. It can be scary, but uh, that is a game that was something I had in my area, and I somewhat gravitated toward. I actually do think it's one of the stronger Dead East, like of that kind of era. So I'm happy to play that. Overall, like I think it's a pretty good bank, and I think it's like one of the strongest moderns and one of the strongest EM, or the strongest EM that is in any of the 25. So
Yeah, I watched them play this at California Extreme this past weekend for ACDC. It's just a good time to see good players kind of really expose it for how good it is and what you
mhm.
can do with it. I agree with you on volley. I think Grand Prix is one of the best EMs as well. Volley is just a phenomenal choice for an EM. There, you could add volley to a lot of banks and automatically push them to S tier for how strong it is. Again, God of War, I don't see it a lot, and Laser War I think it's fun. So let's give this a
Yeah.
grade. Joe, where are you putting? What's your grade for Bank 13?
I'm thinking a strong A on
Hmm.
this bank.
Preston?
Same here.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. I think A, just ACDC and volley alone, bump it to high B, and then the other two, we can ignore. We've ignored zigzag here for group 11. Um,
Yeah.
Group 9 is a really strong A. I guess we could say we ignore Cactus Canyon. and then Group 6 we're ignoring what's this one? Blue Chip. So yeah, I think it belongs in A. Let's go to number 14. We are at Resine Esports sponsored bank. We got Willy Wonka, Surf Champ, Indy 500, and Stars. Holy crap! I see three that I love. Preston,
Yeah, I wasn't sure what
Preston.
direction you were going there. Like I couldn't tell.
You love.
Oh wow, this is not Stars as an EM though. Interesting.
Yeah. So, what are you thinking, Preston, on Willy Wonka?
Uh, I think if like the pop bumper thing is nerfed, which it's supposed to be, I believe. I actually do think it's a pretty solid tournament game. It's definitely like not the top tier modern I'm looking for, but I don't think it's the weakest either. I always worry about flipper strength with a game like that because typically it's set up steep, and earlier Jersey Jack flippers weren't as good of technology as we've seen now.
Yeah, I know, right?
But I do think the game's pretty strong overall. Um, so I'm kind of middle of the road as like in terms of just the modern.
Joe, what do you think about Willy Wonka?
Assuming it's the same copy from last year,
Yeah,
it played pretty tough.
it was.
I did play it in my last round last year, and I believe I won with like less than 100,000 points. Like it
Oh
was
shoot!
crazy against like
Yeah.
really good players. Like everyone really struggled. Kind of getting control on the ball. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I
um,
it was such a tough Wonka. I think my first ball I had like 500 points. It was insane. I don't remember liking this in tournaments. I think it's solely dependent on how like many of these, but really those flippers, like they can go out very fast and become dead weight. What are your guys' thoughts on Surf Champ? Have you played it a lot?
I played it recently in a mega match play. I think it's I would say pretty good EM compared to the ones that we've been. Um, it's one of those games where you go over the rollovers in the middle of the play field, and then there's a saucer in the top right to collect bonus. There's also a spinner in the middle of the play field, and then I want to say is it a left orbit shot?
Yeah.
If you want to send it back up top, kind of an orbit, I guess.
Yeah,
It's
right
very
there.
tight.
Yep, very tight. I remember this was in the free play area, and I loved it.
Mhm.
I think this is
Yeah,
one that I've been looking for to own. I think when I first started getting into pinball, I was like, dude, I love this one because I played the virtual version. I just really enjoyed it. What about you, Preston?
I think Surf Champ is a strong EM.
Yeah,
For as far as EMs go, like I'm happy to play this for sure.
yeah. And then Indy 500. Do you guys have any thoughts you want to give? We just watched Zoller and Vigo have a really good match on it at I'm sure there were many other great matches on it. I think it's a fantastic tournament pin. Anything you guys want to say about that or Stars? I don't really need to praise Stars more than I already would. It's hands down a um, top five pin of its era for me.
Yeah, so Stars is weird because Stars is now like in this is solid state, which I think is much worse. And I think it'll be three ball, which I also think is much worse.
Yeah, I agree.
I actually think it's almost like I don't want to call it a weak early. Like I think the game's incredible, just to be clear. But in terms of that not being the oldest game in the bank or the oldest game, I guess by designation in this bank, uh, like that I don't love. Indy 500, I don't want to face any European ever on the game. But I think it might be the best 90s game ever made, honestly. Like, I love the game. I
Yeah.
really do. So I think they basically took Scared Stiff and they said, actually, you can't just repeat the ramps
Yeah.
like the whole time. We're going to drop the ball over here. And I think that was like an incredible change. And the game works just so well. So,
Joe.
You think it'll be set to one player only?
yeah, they'll probably play one player, which probably makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
No,
it's
yeah,
foggy, but like I think yeah, it's such a great game though.
yeah. Indy 500 is great. I'm curious how fast that ball is going to be screaming around the the orbit, to hit that side lock shot. But yeah, it's a fun game. I do enjoy playing. And I would be happy to draw this bank. I
Yeah,
think. I mean,
same.
Stars is very brutal, notoriously brutal in tournaments, but it's one that thankfully I'm familiar with. And then Surf Champ is, yeah, like you said, a strong EM, and then Willy Wonka would probably be the scariest game for me. I think
Yep,
because I'm not
100%.
very comfortable on it as it is, and knowing last year how it was set up, it was very difficult. So
I'm gonna give you my placement. I'm gonna give this an A. What do you guys think?
I would put this in the B category.
Preston?
Oh, I really didn't want to be the decider here. Here's the thing about this bank. I think when it's set up hard, it's a really, really tough bank, honestly.
Yeah.
Because Indy 500 can also be incredibly difficult when it's really fast, which I expect this to be. In Stars 3 ball, I think is like if it was Stars 5 ball, like I'm excited. If Stars 3 ball is brutal. I think I'm closer to B, but it's a very strong B. And I think like in terms of like game titles, it's probably an A or even like a really strong A. But in terms of like how I think it'll play at Pinburgh, I think it's B.
Yeah. All right. Let's do a B for it. I think we need more Bs.
Actually, I think I completely agree with Hani. Like, I could see it on paper. It's just like I know, like playing it might be a different experience.
Yeah.
You know? So
after a bad round on this, I might drop it down more. But Wonka is so.
Like you just got 70K on Stars 3 ball, and now you're moving to Willy Wonka, and your first plunge goes into the pop straight down the middle.
Yeah,
and
Wonka scares me so much, but we'll see what happens when we get there in a couple days. 15 presented by Pittsburgh Pinball Dojo. Rush Pro, 2001 Genesis and Gorgar. Joe, tell me what you think.
I don't know if you guys remember that Rush from last year, but
I do.
let's just hope that the physical alterations are not as extreme. Yeah, no, I think this bank is fine. I think I played both the Rush and the Gorgar. Gorgar, I could not chats the lanes, I should say.
I'm glad you like brought that up because I like rating Gorgar so hard unless you know how it's set up.
Right. Yeah. So you kind of had to play it. I don't know, a different way than just chatsing. And Genesis, I don't remember if it was in last year, but I do enjoy playing it. And 2001, I also don't remember if it was in last year. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, that's the 4 colors of drops. There's 8 on each side.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game's fine. I think that's fine for a mini flipper game. There are worse EMs, but there's obviously better ones too. So I think this bank is decent, depending on, I don't know, that Rush is very can be very variable.
Yeah, it definitely can.
Yeah, I mean, Rush is my second favorite, maybe third favorite or third favorite game in general, I think, of all time. I would encourage them to take the post off the time machine and also bring down the time machine multi-ball to 4 hits. I think the game with tight swings and open out lanes operates how it's intended to. Like if you just did that on the game, like the game will still happen quickly. It's a modern that people worry about, but people like I think a lot of people are not in I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I don't think people are very good at Rush, like the shot path and stuff like that. I think a lot of people struggle with it. And I think the game naturally plays hard for people. And so I don't think you need to do as much as you think you need to do with the game typically. So that's where I'm at with that. I think Genesis is a good game overall. Gorgar, I actually kind of like playing with a non-chat type Gorgar. I think like some of the like lighting like pops and stuff is actually really valuable, which you do with the Gar targets. It has the weird like spinner 1,000 between bonus 10 and 19 or whatever that is. I don't
Yep.
love that, but whatever. And 2001 I like as a EM. So this was one of those banks I saw, and I'm like, I'm probably higher on this bank than other people are, and that's just full on bias on my end. So
Yeah, I love Rush in tournaments now that I've gotten used to it more. I've slowly figured out, okay, it's not as dangerous if you just take this path and this path. I love Genesis. I think it's one of my favorite Gottliebs. And not just because it's got an amazing pass, but I love I played it so much at the UK Open. I was like, maybe I should buy Galvin I just listed. Gorgar, yeah, I the mechanic of having a lit spinner only between certain bonus values is kind of intriguing to me. I have no experience that I can remember on 2001. Where are we ranking this one? Preston, you go first.
personally, I have this as an A, but I can definitely be talked down, especially because I know how hard this game is, or
Yeah.
how hard this bank truly is. I think this is actually one of the fastest banks, I would guess, that in terms of like time, total time on the bank. So
Yeah. I do hope the time machine isn't insanely tough to get. I feel it's already hard enough. Like what you
yeah.
said earlier, please make it not, 50 shots to start the multi-ball or whatever it is. Joe.
Yeah. I mean, I mentioned I played the Rush and the Gorgar last year. I mean, a little bit of bias too, I think, because I did win that game of Rush, so I felt a little accomplished playing on that copy. But I'm not really mad at any games in this bank. I would say A is not out of the question, but strong B to light A for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it's A yet. I can see why though if the rush is set up nicely, I would put this in A, but I think I'm gonna pick B here.
Yeah,
Um,
again, I don't have to play, so I get to be the
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is a great bank, and they're telling me that like 7 mils winning on Rush. I'm like, that's tough.
All
Sorry.
right, we're getting closer and closer. Thank you guys again for hanging out with me to talk about this on such short notice. Group 16 Vellum Fermentation is presenting Avatar, High Deal, Black Rose, and Flight 2000. I'll go first. Avatar, people are slowly coming around to it. I played this last year. It was insanely tough. Just trying to survive that plunge to get your skill shot and get some points, and then it coming out from the pops was nuts. Black Rose, I played a few times at District 82. I enjoy it. I can see why right A's. I like Flight 2000. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I really like I love that satisfying spinner when you can figure where it is on that left flipper and get it moving. And then High Deal, yes, High Deal is the one game where I prevented Escher from getting a perfect round. I remember it was our first round and I got first, he got second. But the reason I remember it too is because I learned about it at District 82. And I definitely enjoy me some High Deal.
So we
There's
can bump it up. I
yeah,
mean, preventing Asher getting that,
yeah.
like that's worth points just in
Automatic.
general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't I think of the EMs that we've seen other than the clear stars like Volley and some of the other ones. I this High Deal's up there for me. I actually think of all the pins on this list, Modern is the weakest link. What is the weakest link here? Joe?
That's good.
Mm.
Did you mean to do a pun on that, or?
Yeah, I didn't, but I'm glad I did.
Okay, yeah.
For me, I don't know. I mean, I actually think this is a pretty strong bank.
Yeah.
I think I had to play Avatar twice last year, and thankfully I was able to get control of it.
Yeah.
Um, putting up relatively decent scores. So I'm not particularly too scared of the Avatar, and I'm hoping that's not like a dare to anyone listening for
Yeah,
adjusting
no.
the game. I mean, it did play very mean still, but I found it to be relatively controllable. if you just don't miss,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Flight 2000, I do enjoy playing. I rip the spinners, or if I can, rip the spinners all day, and it's a good solid state, I think, relatively speaking. Black Rose, I am curious how it will be set up. I also haven't played a Black Rose in a long time. I may need some convincing there, and then High Deal. High Deal was in. I think it was one of the best last year, and maybe ended up getting moved in. But I just remember a free play area, so it's fine. It was also, I believe, it was also in Papa last, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
I
Papa
think so.
Classics.
Was it? I don't. Oh, maybe it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
remember
had the
watching
weird
finals.
like if you shot the right orbit, it came straight back to the
Yeah.
flipper.
Yeah.
Like it never went through.
Right, exactly.
And let's
Yeah.
not forget, as pointed out in the Discord, this has the most erotic back glass apparently, because this lady in her lady dress for Flight 2000. Preston, your think?
Yeah, overall, I'd say decent bank. I actually am not a Black Rose fan. I don't like the ball path near the flipper because of the like compass or whatever that thing is. So like that's a very personal one to me because there are other people who love Black Rose. I'm just not one. You can't ask for much more on Flight 2000. It's like a one shot or two shot game depending on kind of what you're going for. And I'm happy to have that as like a early solid state. High Deal, I think, is one of the strongest EMs for sure. I think it's very difficult to light your spinner in general, so I do think that can be overpowered when people get to it, but it's difficult to do, so it is what it is. But for EMs, like there's always unfair things happening. Aquarius exists, and Avatar's like kind of mid to pretty decent modern in my mind. Like I said, it's like I would call it like worst Spider-Man. So
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah.
Let's get some grades on this. Joe, what do you think on Group 16?
I'm feeling a strong B, if not light A.
All right. Preston?
Yeah, I'm like middle of the road B on this.
Yeah. Pretty high C, but I think it belongs in the. I think High Deal and Light 2000 actually make like review it a little more, but I think a good place to put it. All right, Group 17, Zoller's favorite modern. We've got. I'm assuming this is. What was Group 17? It was the Bride of PPL Women's League. So let's take a look at this one. Avengers, Infinity, Aladdin's Castle, Data East Star Wars. Big game. I love Avengers. I think people. I think people give it a hard time because of the rule set. I know some people don't like the shots, the Captain Marvel, but I think when you have one that's completely dialed in, like any pin, almost any pin, I think Avengers is one of his strongest entries. I have a little bit of a bias, obviously, because I own it. I really like Aladdin's Castle. I saw you playing it at Sweeper City, and it's frustrating when you've got so many right orbit shots, and then it doesn't land in the one stupid rollover lane that you need it to,
or it just doesn't go all the way
yeah,
up.
or
Like,
it gets
it
to
was
the.
a good game, 100%. I'm not awesome at that game. I was amazed at like how other people played it. I thought some people were really good at that game, so I was pretty impressed by how controllable they made the EM look. So
Never liked it being included just because of what you have to do to kind of prevent it from being the one trick pony. Obviously, I think it's the custom ROM, and it's fun to watch, but I don't know. I don't enjoy it. And big game is great. I think 3 strong pins here. Preston, Bank 17.
yeah, I think there's 3 strong pins here, and then big game exists. I am not So Star Wars, I'll say I don't think it's a good game, just to be clear. But I think the fact that the multi ball is worth so much, like I'm totally cool with. Like it doesn't even give you like almost an option to go for anything else, and it's just like okay, it's a game you turn off your brain and you just go for what you're going for.
Yeah.
I thought they did a really good job with the Avengers Pro last year with how it was set up. From what I saw on stream, again, like I'm not playing, so it's hard for me to just like say that. But from what I could see and like how the best players were playing it, I thought the game was set up incredibly fair. I know they changed it a little bit before finals, but I thought the finals version of it was very good. Aladdin's Castle, I think, is a strong EM. Big game, like I don't think the rules are necessarily awful. I don't think they're good, but I just don't think there's something with the flipper mechs where I don't think aiming on most of them is uh I don't know, consistent, I would say. Like it's weird. Like I just think like the game's all over the place in terms of like trying to hit that left spinner. Um like it seems like I can miss by like 30 feet on like shots that I feel like are good. So
Yeah.
I don't like playing it. I like there's a lot of nostalgia for people with that game. So I never blame anyone who says they like big game. Just not a game for me personally. So
Joe.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with the big game hate here. Not a
oh
fan.
boy,
I tried,
Uh,
Eric.
Yeah,
dang
I actually
yeah,
say
I
that as
know
I
he
have.
loves it. And I hate his Rob too. You just wait for the spinner, like it just
Dude,
slows it down.
I'm
Sorry,
looking to the
Eric.
right on my desk, and I got this. I don't know if you can even see that. This big game, freaking desk toy.
Oh yeah, there it is.
That's pretty
But
cool, honestly. Yeah.
no, I'm not a fan of playing it in competition. Yeah, that's a very astute observation. I think about just aiming. It just feels so weird. Maybe it's because it's
Yeah,
like
it's just I don't
the
know.
two flippers, or like I don't know. It does seem very off. Um, Star Wars Data East, I think is yeah, like you said, you're just going for multi ball because it's the most valuable thing in the game. AIQ Pro, I did play last year. Like you said, I think it played very fair. And then Aladdin's Castle. I mean, after seeing you guys tear it up at Super City, I'm excited to play it. I haven't really played it very often.
Yeah, it was I played it at in the first round against Sean, Irby, and a couple of guys. I really enjoyed my time on it. All right, I'm gonna go first. Um, yeah, of Avengers. I'm gonna go A on this. You guys tell me what you think. Look at other banks. Let me see. That's as far as I can zoom.
Yeah, I mean, this one's tough for me.
Yeah.
Cause like I mean I don't like Daddy Star Wars and like I
Yeah.
played it so much at D82, so I'm like kind of scarred by the whole thing.
Yeah.
But like I'm happy to be on this bank. I think this is like a B bank of games, but like maybe an A bank of like playing. Like it's the opposite of what I said like a few banks ago.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in between, probably on there.
I'm leaning more B for me, but I think that might just be because I don't think I would really want to be drawn to this. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst. I just wouldn't, like you said, I wouldn't enjoy playing the games. I think.
Let's
I
put
think
it in B.
I'm good with A actually.
You want
Like low A. Yeah. Like I feel like I'm on your side here for this because I don't feel like there's any game in that bank where I just feel like I don't have a chance, you know?
Yeah, I think
Like there's a lot you can do with those games.
there's
So
3 of the 4 I think I have a strong chance. Star Wars I've never been able to get a hold of. I mean I really played it at District 82 when everything was happening there. So Avengers is just a really good tournament game to me. Aladdin's Castle has a strong EM, and I understand the frustration on big game with the shots not kind of going where the geometry kind of says it should. But I think there's enough in big game where it's a good equalizer for everybody. I think if Star Wars, this would be close to an S for me. However, I think let's put it in A. If we put it in B, we've got a good bell curve going.
Yeah, right.
Let's put it in A.
I'm just at such a weird spot with this bank because I think in terms of like enjoyability, I'm really low on it, but like I feel like Pinburgh sets up like those are the types of games I feel like it sets up like really well. So that's why I'm like kind of like higher on it. I don't know.
Let's leave it in A.
It's like I'm confused.
Well, it's getting late. Don't worry. We're getting through it.
Yeah, right.
We've
All
got
right, sorry. Yeah,
seven
I'm
more. We've Group 18, the West Virginia Pinball League. We've got John Wick Premium, Little Chief, Transporter, and Bobby Orr's Power Play. Joe, what do you think of this quad right here?
This might be close to an S tier bank for me,
Yeah, right?
honestly. Just based on
Wait,
what we've
what?
been seeing.
Wait,
this
what,
might be an
what letter did you just say?
S.
S?
Sierra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm very comfortable on Wick. I don't think it was in last year, so I'm curious how it's going to be set up. But I mean, maybe I'll, have different opinions after playing it. I think Little Chief is a relatively strong EM. What are the other two games? Transporter and Power Play. Yeah, Transporter I think it's a fine solid state game. Or was it System 11?
Yep.
And I mean, I like Bobby Orr. I like Power Play. That's
Yeah.
a good
Preston?
one.
This is an F for me.
It's our first polarizing.
Yeah, I know.
difference.
I like thought I misheard you at first. I'm a power play hater. Personally, I think I never enjoyed that game. I don't like the rollover rules of where they're located on the playfield. And I think it bricks a lot off the targets, and the targets are worth a lot. I think the saucer can be like way too random as well. Transport, to be fair, I haven't played, and I think like the game looks cool. That's more of like I don't have experience on it, and I know it's like seemingly difficult, so I'm not thrilled to play it. John Wick is one of my least favorite releases by Stern. Ever pretty much, and like if with new code and everything, like have fun. Like I don't want to learn like new code stuff because I feel like they've like 180'd on the game of like how it plays, which is really odd. And I know people like the flow of that game. I personally am not the biggest fan of the shot layout of that game, and I think with it probably being set up steep, that shooting the middle ramp on the fly will be close to impossible, and I don't like that. I actually think Little Chief is one of the weakest EMs as well. I have had to play that game a lot, and it's not a game that I've ever looked forward to personally. So this is very much like they basically took all the games that I have differing opinions from a lot of people on and put it all into one bank. So
I think modern wise, the 180 on John Wick code is just frustrating. I know it's now the meta's like get 10 enemies and get to Ares.
yeah,
As far as your mini boss, and then obviously still the yellow mode, which I think is assassination or transporter. I did get in my draw last year. I think it's phenomenal. Bobby Orr Power Play is one
that's
of my
cool. Yeah, I
Bobby
would
Orr
try
Power
that
Play
game.
is one
So.
of my favorite solid states. I just love the format, the way it's laid out. Very simple, and it's just classic for me. Cheap, give or take. I'm gonna go.
I know we're trying to move through. The thing I really don't like about power play, I feel like the slings are like hovering over the flippers. Like I don't feel like I have any room for the flippers at all.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can see that. I can see that. Let's give it a first. I'll spare you guys. I think this is a high C, maybe B. Preston,
F.
Joe.
My God. All right. Well,
No,
I will say I was
stick with it,
thinking
Joe.
I was thinking of a different game when I saw Little Chief, so I can bump it down, but I still would feel pretty happy if I drew this bank. So I want to give it an A.
Okay,
We're
we've
kind
got
of all
an
over the place with this
A,
one.
a C, and an F. I'm gonna round that up to a B because I think well, if we all played it, we'd probably all do decent. So I'm gonna on it. I will leave it here. This may be one that's in sort of um, disagreement.
Limbo.
Just we've putting it right in the middle is kind of fair. Let's 17. And oh boy, pinball profile. You got a winner in my book. Foo Fighters Pro, Bankable, High Speed 2, and Flash Gordon. Yeah, I don't have any qualms with this. Maybe Bankable. I'm looking at it and trying to remember it. Um, but Foo Fighters for tournaments, I think the Pro is a fine version to play up for playfield, making it